my people. Like, I just wanna help them. They going through so much, and it hurts to see them suffer.
This song here by Sir Gandhi,
It hurts.
My People. I'm so excited that he will be one of our honorees at the Black I Am Commentary Awards.
On my knees I pray,
and we will be having
heartache
a live
weeping,
performance by him.
cause I know my people plight is on the very deep end. From disease, drugs, or the homeless and eating. From prostitution to the jail cells overpacked with black men. To the younger generation disrespecting their elders. To us being too much of consumers and not developers. To us being puppet slaves in white America. No more loving our heritage, we lost our African character. To the debt we pay to our bill collectors, no sense of community. We fight, dislike and kill each other. The black man and woman are divided like we hate each other. No more educating ourselves, we just stop at the college professors. I hate to say it, but we lost our sight in who we are. We let the devil taint our subconscious mind with all of this poison. Now we floating down the river lost in this hopeless void. If nobody else won't speak and tell the truth, then I'm gon' make some noise. I pray for they saving. Father, the devil's a lie, so bastard taste my sword.
My people, my people, my people, my people are lost and need me to lead the way. My people, my people, my people, my people are struggling and dying each day. My people, my people, my people, my people need help in every way. My people, my people, my people, my people, I love them so much that
You can bring a horse to the well, but you can't get that horse to drink. I just want my people to listen and let the music help them think. Is it on me to lead the way? My Lord, am I even worthy? Cause I ain't been the same I should be, and my life's still kinda dirty. But I'm feeling it and I'm hearing it, and my spirit tell me to move. Cause I'm tired of seeing my people suffer, it's giving me the blues. So I'm going to sacrifice myself and give them all that I got. Cause when you really love somebody, that's what it's really all about. So I'm gonna pour myself away till it ain't no more for me to pour out. Don't be deceived by the deception, you are royalty in and out. And the truth and the proof is in Africa, our motherland. We built the pyramids, made mathematics and medicine. That melanin that's deep in your skin, core is gold, my friend. So gain that true knowledge yourself. You a god within. Don't let them Europeans try to convert you into they devilish seed. Look for the hidden colors and go and find out your history. Peace.
my people, my people, my people, my people are lost and need me to lead the way. My people, my people, my people, my people are struggling and dying each day. My people, my people, my people, my people need help in every way. My people, my people, my people, my people, I love them so much that I pray.
The world of fashion brought to you in Black Beauty Beyond the Makeup. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. Saturday, June 18th at 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. The VIP doors open at 6 p.m. The general admission doors open at 7 p.m. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. Saturday, June 18th. Get ready for your esteemed host, Troy Armani, your co-host, Angelo Nuevo. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. Be ready to be blown away in the fashion world with honoree, the Miguel Wilson Collection, Bobby's World International, Van Miller International, Carla M. Jordan, Farabelle Design, B. Dinks Design, Gayla Rogers Collection, and more. It happens Saturday, June 18th. Prepare yourself for all of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winner and fashion guru patriarch honoree, King Courtney Hammer. Saturday, June 18th, 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Award. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite.com. For more information, call 404-944-8544. The Mix and Mingle VIP tours open at 5:30. $50 cover. Make plans to be at this incredible event. You don't want to miss it. The Black I Am Fashion Award. You be there. His story and her story equal life. Change the world with us. It's the Black I Am Commentary Awards. The Black I Am Commentary Awards. Thursday, June 16th at 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Commentary Awards. The legends and the up-and-coming of poetry and comedy honored in one big event. June 16th. The doors open at 6 p.m. The pre-show is at 7 p.m. The award show is at 8 p.m. Get ready for your esteemed host, music artist Trade 380, and co-host, poet Shep. It's comedy legend Rodney Perry, and super poet / comedian Georgia B. Abyss, Big Fitz the Poet, She-Bar, Crystal Doom. Get ready for the queen of Christian comedy, comedian Lady Q. A live performance by the Black I Am influential powerhouse honoree, James Mr. Speaker Sears, and many more. For all the information you need, call 404-944-8544. To purchase your ticket, log on to www.biacommentary.eventbrite.com. The Mix and Mingle. The VIP doors open at 6:30 p.m. The general admission doors open at 8 p.m.
All proceeds go to the Principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy.
The Black I Am Commentary Award, Thursday, June 16th. Get your tickets now and make plans to be there. If it's happening in the black community, nationally or locally, you can best believe we're on top of it. We are Black I Am Radio.
That makes my soul happy, just knowing that we are coming to our Juneteenth week of festivities here at BPU Global Network. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Dr. Harris, live here at Black I Am Radio on the Dr. Harris Live Show, the rebirth of the Black Nation, where we are changing our lives every day, one life at a time. So today, we are going to be going back on I Choose Life, I Choose to Live. We will have a call in later that will talk about some more health things. You encountered her last week. That is Dr. Nuwani. But we do have a few other guests that will introduce themselves in just a few minutes. But until then, let me just reiterate some things that are going to be going on here at BPU Global Network for the Juneteenth week. We are doing 3 days. That is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'm very excited about it. Next year, we will do a full week because my vision of Juneteenth is a little bit different than the original meaning. And let me explain. Juneteenth to me is not just a day that we are breaking free of slavery and all of the things that they put out there. Juneteenth to me is the before and after. Before, we know the history of all of the things that we've encountered as a people. Juneteenth, the celebration of quote unquote freedom. But let's talk about the aftermath of the celebration, because see, the thing is that you can celebrate and it be fictitious unless there's really something to celebrate about. That's what the rebirth of the Black Nation is to take us to understanding what we need to do in order to really celebrate. And in that inclusion is celebrating one another. And that's what the Black I Am Awards is about. We honor those who deserve honor. And those who may not never be recognized in Hollywood, but that deserve Hollywood recognition and above and beyond because of what they're doing, not only in the entertainment world, but in the mental health field, in the business world, in the entertainment world. You know, there's so many of our worlds, but the first thing that we focus on within the rebirth of the Black Nation is the first thing that's going to change this world. One of the issues that we have as a people and as this world system as a whole is that instead of us going to the roots of our issues, we want to dive in the middle and think that we're going to get somewhere. When in our reality, the middle has been sugar-coated because the roots have not been addressed. So here with the rebirth of the Black Nation, our agenda is an accountability, responsibility, and action movement for Black people, beautiful living ancestors controlling kingdoms of all nationalities and religions and ways of life to come together. Come together how? First, how do you come together? See, we have people that tell us we need to come together, but the strategy to come together is minute in a lot of people's mission of bringing us together in unity. So when the Creator told me that I needed to create this hub, the hub of unity, he gave me the acronym of BLACK, Beautiful Living Ancestors Controlling Kingdoms. Beautiful because from the inside to the outside, you have to learn to be be beautiful. It's not that you only show your outer appearance, but the inside of you is so evil that, you know, when your energy walks into the room, it contaminates the room. That's a problem. The other thing that we do is instead of us diving into the root, we put bandages on wounds that are not healed. And guess what? What happens from that point is that person or that individual or that situation, it ends up one day becoming a time bomb that, boom, it clicks. Why? Because it's never been dealt with. So within our mission, within the agenda to change Black people all over the world, the first thing that we have to focus on is self-love. Self-love, learning to love you. You have to learn how to love you at all costs. And the reason why you have to learn how to love you at all costs is because if you cannot love you, then you can't love the next person. I don't care if you are a parent and you birthed a child and you say that you love that child, until you learn how to love you, that love is not that agape love. It's not that, that love that resonates from within to say, whatever has happened in my life is a part of my journey, but it did not kill me. So because it didn't kill me, it's going to make me stronger. And because it's meant to make me stronger, I'm not going to allow for something that the world system has taught us to be accustomed to or to marry. We have to divorce the mentality of understanding what was taught to us, because a lot of things that were taught to us was fictitiously taught to us by people that don't even love themselves. I just dropped a nugget to y'all. I don't know if y'all understand what I just said. A lot of people out here, they're teaching and pouring into other people, but they're pouring poison into other people because the lack of love for self. When you learn how to love you, all of the things that could keep you bound, all of the things that are inside of you that you're holding on to, people, places, and things. People, places, and things. These are things that we hold on to. People, places, and things. See, things could be anything from, okay, yeah, you was raped and you was molested. I experienced that, you know? And I know that it's a harmful and hurtful feeling. However, you got through it. There's somebody that had that situation that could not even handle it, and they're no longer here, either voluntarily or involuntarily. And so you have to realize that somebody's story is worse than yours could ever be. Somebody has experienced more than what you've experienced, and somebody has been hurt more than what you've been hurt. Not downsizing you individually, because we all have our own way of dealing with things. But what I can say is this: after all the things that I've been through in life, I don't tolerate excuses. And the reason why is every excuse keeps you from moving forward in your futuristic view of what life really is. When you learn real life, the topic is I choose life. I choose to live. In order to choose life, you have to know what life is. Every day that you wake up in the morning, the spirit that encounters and blows breath into your lungs, that is life. Every day that you wake up, and every day that I wake up, we encounter the same influence. So we don't have to argue over what the influence's name is or any of that. All we know is for that day and for that moment that we have to choose life. And when you choose to live, you're walking in your purpose. You're walking in the things that you know about you. But you can't even do that if you don't know who you are. You can't even do that if you don't love yourself. You cannot do that if you have not healed. You cannot do that if you have not forgiven whoever in your life violated you. These are things that we have to destroy within so that we can live without. That was another nugget. These are things that we have to destroy within so that we can live without. What I mean by that, without the hurt, without the pain, without the misery, without the insanity, without all of the things that everything causes that is set to destroy you. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. What does he come to kill, steal, and destroy? It comes to kill and destroy your spirituality, which is knowing who you are and tapping into you. He comes to steal your relationship with the one that created you, and then he comes to destroy your reputation. See, when people can say, I knew she didn't change, I knew he didn't change, I knew that's the same person that they was 20 years ago, when they can say that and have a valid reason for saying that, that's one thing. But there's a lot of people that's going to say that because a lot of people still haven't healed on their own. And so instead of focusing on themselves, they focus on everybody else's downfalls, past and present. So my thing that I want to tell you today is this. In order to choose life and choose to live, practice, learn, search, seek the love of self. Not in a selfish way, but in a selfless way. See, you can't only be selfless to others. You also first have to be selfless to you. And so with that being said, I want you all to know that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it except for one thing. If you really, 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 really want to see change within our own communities, within your own household, within yourself, seek, search, love, cater to, and find you. Once that happens, guess what? Now you can love me, we can come together, and we both walk in our purpose. And as we walk in our purpose, it starts putting together every piece to the puzzle because there's going to be others that we pick up along the way. Some people are on the bus. Well, some people ain't even on the bus. I'm going to take that back. The ones that are not on the bus are the ones that could care less if we unify, could care less about healing, could care less, always want excuses for what is, but don't want to do nothing but what, about what can be. But those who are on the bus, those are the ones who they know something is needed. They may not be in the elevation mode. They need to be pushed a little bit. But at least they got on in order for them to move forward. And then there's different levels of the bus. Like Rosa Parks being on the back of the bus, that was a bad thing back then. But the back of the bus that I'm talking about is not a bad thing because that's your first step to changing your life and changing your mindset and changing the direction of who you are into the purpose of what you were created to be. That's your first step. It's getting on the back of that bus. And as you mature, you move forward. Then you end up on the train. When you're on the train, you've already learned to love yourself. You're already moving. You're working with other people. See, this is the agenda. This is what we have to follow. We have to get this in order to get to where we need to be. So then the train, there's levels to the train because you get on the back of the train. That's when you first stepping in. Oh, I've done these things. Now it's time for me to elevate. Then you go, and as elevation goes forward, some people will never get off the train because that's just what their plight is. That's who they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be those moving forces, keeping the whole mission moving. But then we have those who move on to the plane. That's our leadership. Our leadership are those who are responsible for making sure that those on the train are moving in the right direction. And then I tell people all the time, when the Creator gave me the whole mission for the rebirth of the Black nation, there's been different levels. When he first gave it to me, I was on the bus. Then I went to the train. Then I'm on the plane, but now I've elevated to the spaceship. The spaceship is the overseers, and we need overseers to oversee our leadership because, as you know, whether it's in the church house, the White House, the Black House, whatever kind of house that you want to say, there's been issues within the leadership. And somebody has to oversee the leadership to make sure that the leadership are eligible to follow. And I'm not talking about people following the leader like a slave's mentality, but I'm talking about following leaders into the light, the path of the way that it's going to take for us to change this entire world. I don't know about you. You may be a changer of a community. You may be a changer. I don't know what your goals are, but I can tell you, I know with what my mission in life, my purpose that was given to me, my birthright, my birthright is to make sure that not only am I an overseer, but that also I am able to give my heart, give my time, give my money, give my gifts, and whatever else it is that my assignment is on this earth. Find out who you are. Find out why you're here. Find out what your purpose is and walk in it. And that is my thoughts for today. It's your girl, Dr. Harris, live here at Black I Am Radio. For those of you who just tuned in, we are still talking about I Choose Life, I Choose to Live. And I do have a few guests that I'm getting ready to allow to introduce themselves very momentarily. But before we do so, if you would like to call in, you can call in at 470-759-4585. That is 470-759-4585. And then for the tickets, make sure for the Commentary Awards and the Fashion Awards. The Commentary Awards is BIA for Black I Am Commentary. That's COMETRY.eventbrite.com. And then the Fashion Awards is BIA for Black I Am Fashion.eventbrite.com. And then before we go and get into our show for today, don't forget about our Drink to Live health and wellness products. Don't drink to die, drink to live. That's our slogan. And what that means is simply this. A lot of things that we're intaking in our bodies, and I'm one of them, I'm working on it, y'all, I'm working on it, is not healthy for us. But we have a health and wellness line that is extremely healthy, nothing but real fruit juice and herbs. And then all of the different things that we need to, in order to prevent all kinds of diseases in our bodies, a lot of things that we actually, need to do in order to get the energy that we need. It's all in natural herbs, just like they have pharmaceuticals, that when you take one of their products, it hurts something else. See, one thing about herbs is this, but let me tell you this, just so that you understand. Herbs have regimens too. And for those herbalists out here that are not teaching that herbs, there's levels to herbs. You're not supposed to overdo anything. Anything you do too much is not good for you. So you have to know, even when you're making regimens with herbs and things of that sort, you have to know the measurements. And then you also have to know what herbs count the other one out, or what is the same herb as this. And you have to really know, you have to do research. It's a lot of science in learning herbology. And so, I don't want to encourage anyone out there, if you have not studied, even if it's independent studies of herbs, if you got to study to show yourself approved. And if you have not studied, don't experiment on people. Don't experiment on people, because you could be causing someone, you can think that you're helping someone, and in all reality, it could be their last breath that they take because of what you've done. Make sure that you are studying. Make sure that you're with your patients or your clients, that you're asking questions about their health. You have to know a whole bunch of stuff in order for you to give an intelligent regimen for someone to take that's going to actually help them to live. So that's Drink to Live. We have the herbal teas. We have 8 of them. The Black Panther, the Black Power, Wholesome Melanin, the Revelation, the Clean Your Life Detox Tea, I said Wholesome Melanin, the Motherland Tea. We got some teas, and the Kings and Queens Romance Tea, and all of those teas are specific to different issues that people may have. So make sure that you check us out on drinktolivenow.com. That's drinktolivenow.com. Order your health and wellness products. Don't drink to die, drink to live. Next, we have our Black I Am apparel and purses and all of the things Black I Am. Black I Am is an acronym for Beautiful Living Ancestors Controlling Kingdoms, Irreplaceable Amazing Melanin. Yes, you're on Black I Am Radio. Yes, you will attend the Black I Am Awards. Yes, you will attend the Black I Am Media Expo. These are things that we are pulling together as a hub to make sure that our people are not only entertained, but they're also edutained on how we can come together as a media source as Black people and take over this whole entire world. So our clothing line, it goes along right with that. We have tracksuits, we have sweatsuits, we have jerseys, we have t-shirts. I mean, we have so many things. We have the Black I Am purse line, which is Ohano. You'll see these two signs like this on my purses, which is meant for, some people say it's an Olympic sign. I'll take that. Some people say it's a peace sign. I'll take that. But what it stands for is one heart needing everlasting love. And that means that when your heart is right, then all you need is the everlasting love of the one that gives you heart. And that is what Ohano means. And they are Black I Am branded, and it's, there's some really nice purses. So come and check out and get one of these bags. Give it to your mom or your daughter, because there's meaning behind Black I Am products. That's the thing that you have to understand. Everything that we do as a hub, it has meaning to it. And the meaning is to be the agenda for the accountability, the action, and responsibility of our people. Thank you so much for tuning into Dr. Harris Live. We will go into our commercial, and we will be back with our guests.
The world of fashion. The world of fashion. Brought to you in Black Beauty. Beyond the makeup. The Black I Am Fashion Awards.
The Black I Am Fashion Awards.
Saturday, June 18th at 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. The VIP doors open at 6 p.m. The general admission doors open at 7 p.m. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. Saturday, June 18th. Get ready for your esteemed host, Trey Armani, your co-host, Angelo Nuevo. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. Be ready to be blown away in the fashion world with honorees, the Miguel Wilson Collection, Bobby's World International, Van Miller International, Carla M. Jordan, Farabelle Design, V-Dinks Design, Gayla Rogers Collection, and more. It happens Saturday, June 18th. Prepare yourself for all of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winner and fashion guru patriarch honoree, King Courtney Hammer. Saturday, June 18th, 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Award. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite.com. For more information, call 404-944-8544. The Mix and Mingle VIP doors open at 5:30. $50 cover. Make plans to be at this incredibly event. You don't want to miss it. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. You be there. History and her story equal life. Change the world with us. It's the Black I Am Commentary Awards.
The Black I Am Commentary Awards.
Thursday, June 16th at 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Commentary Awards. The legends and the up-and-coming of poetry and comedy honored in one big event. June 16th. The doors open at 6 p.m. The pre-show is at 7 p.m. The award show is at 8 p.m. Get ready for your esteemed host, music artist Trey 380, and co-host, poet non-ship, it's comedy legend Rodney Perry, and super poet / comedian Georgia B. Abyss, Big Fitz the Poet, Sheba, Crystal Doom. Get ready for the queen of Christian comedy, comedian Lady Q. A live performance by the Black I Am influential powerhouse honoree, James Mr. Speaker Sears, and many more. For all the information you need, call 404-944-8544. To purchase your ticket, log on to www.biacommentary.eventbrite.com. The Mix and Mingle. The VIP doors open at 6:30 p.m. The general admission doors open at 8 p.m.
All proceeds go to the Principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy.
The Black I Am Commentary Award, Thursday, June 16th. Get your tickets now and make plans to be there.
And I hope to see you there. So, again, that is the Black I Am Commentary Awards on the 16th. We will have the Black I Am Media Expo on the 17th, that Friday. And then we will come back with the Black I Am Fashion Awards. We will be honoring fashion designers. We will honor MUAs. We will honor models. We will honor just people in the fashion world. And this year's theme for the Fashion Awards is Beauty Beyond Makeup. And our speaker will be my daughter, the one and only of my Maya Oasis Cosmetics, Maya Oasis, and I'm excited about that. Just to see how she's bloomed from her makeup line. That is her theme, Beauty Beyond Makeup. And so I utilize that because it's so important for people to understand that fashion and beauty is not just makeup, but it starts from the inside to the outside. Let's go on to the Commentary Awards. We will be honoring the comedians and the poets from all over. Yo, we have some amazing talent coming on that day. I am so excited. We have She Bars and Georgia Me going back to back. Georgia Me will be honored with our Georgia Me Award. We are actually naming her award after her this year because she has been a poet in the game for a long time. And she has proteges. And there's one that's on fire, and her name is She Bars, Miss Carter the poet. She's from Chicago, Illinois, and she is dope. When I tell you that this girl is this woman is queen, I'm sorry to undermine you, queen. This queen is amazing. She had the lyrics of her tongue will have you strong because it's real life stuff. And then we have the Abyss Graham Award. I'm so excited about that as well because we're naming, if anybody knows Abyss is an activist. He's been going around, he plays instruments, he's been doing a lot. He's like a musical poet and he does some amazing stuff. And so this year we're naming Abyss's award after him. And then we have the Abyss Graham protege that's going to be in the building and y'all going to encounter her. Her name is Crystal Gooms, y'all. She is, oh my goodness. I cannot wait to hear Crystal. Crystal is amazing. And so she has the Abyss Graham Protege Award. We have Rodney Perry, who is one of the comedians that a lot of people know, but Rob P is not just a comedian. He is an activist. He is a supporter. He comes out, he's not somebody that is just because he's been in all the Tyler Perry films and he has Off the Chain and all of these other things that he's been a part of on the Monique show and all of that. Rob P still goes into the communities. He still support us. He still, like when you see Poetry and Comedy Awards, even if he's not being honored, you're going to see Rob P there. That's just the type of heart that he has. So I want to give him his flowers while he's still here. We will be honoring him with a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award as well as our Patriarch of Comedy Award. So I'm excited about that. Then we have Mojo Brooks coming all the way from Chicago. Chicago is going to have a huge presence in the building. I don't know what's going on with Chicago and Atlanta, but they doing the daggone thing at the Black I Am Awards this year. And I'm excited for them because, you know that song by Drake, Started from the Bottom, Now I'm Here. A lot of that is their story. A lot of that is a lot of our stories. And so it's exciting to see people transition themselves into being who they are. And, not who people want them to be, but being exactly who they are. And then we also have the people. Let's talk about the actual host for the Commentary Awards. Trey 380. Trey is actually my Millennium president, and Nala Shepherd is actually my Millennium co-president. And I'm so congratulations to Nala, who just graduated from Albany State 2 weeks ago, and now she's come to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta, Nala, and do your thing. She came into a job, but she also is on our board, one of the only millenniums on our board for the rebirth of the Black nation. She is an amazing poet. She's dope. She's just all of that. Nala, I can't wait for you to bless these people. And I got a surprise for you and Trey, but I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is on the air. So anyway, then we have, it's just gonna be an amazing situation. Let's talk about the designers of the Fashion Awards. Man, we got Gayla Rogers that's gonna be in the building. V Dinks Designs, Vanessa Henderson's Van Miller International, Howard Gillespie, the Men of Valor, I think it is. Then we have Fairy Bale International, Alex Holloman. Then we also will have Daryl Petty, who will be bringing us a collection of all white furs. How about that? All white furs. It's going to be really amazing. I'm so excited about it. But then we also are honoring people like, it's just a lot of honorees. We got the Model of the Year, Mr. Dwayne. We just got some really amazing honorees this year. And a lot of them that have been in the game for a long time will be receiving Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. Let me mention one MUA that has been doing her thing for a long time that deserves recognition more than beyond than what she's ever had. And so I want to give that to her. Not me, but Black I Am as a whole. We want to honor Miss Kim Harley. Congratulations, Kim, on your Lifetime Achievement Award. Girl, you deserve it. All the movies and all of the volunteer things that you've done to help people, even when it came to people needing to be beautified after cancer and all of that, Kim is that one. She's done some really amazing things. So anyway, that's just some of our honorees that will be honored at the Black I Am Commentary and the Black I Am Fashion Awards. And if you are a media hub, if you have media, if you're a media, black media, we want you on the 17th. On the 17th, we are having the Black I Am Media Expo, where we will have all black media come together and do our thing together to unify. Let me tell you something. It really is strength in numbers. No matter what you think, no matter how good you think you are, the more people that we have that brings forth the media, I'm talking about film, I'm talking about plays, I'm talking about magazines, I'm talking about radio stations, I'm talking about everything that has something to do with media. And I want to also talk to you about coming a part of the U.S. Press Agency. So there's some information that we will definitely put out there that will give you some information that you will need to help your media hub to excel. We are a hub. A hub is a entity that holds several things, and that's what we are. We focus on the mind, body, and soul. We focus on entertainment and media. We focus on education. We focus on life. And so with that being said, my guest here today, we are actually corresponding about some really amazing things in the near future, and I would love them to tell them who you are. Now, just FYI, y'all can figure which one out, but somebody is kind of nervous today, so we're gonna figure out which one it is. Let's start by talking to Miss Melvennia. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Did y'all figure it out yet? So, Melvennia, tell them who you are.
I am Melvennia Clark. I have a foundation called Shaquille Clark Foundation and a movement called When Girlfriends Gather.
Tell us about that.
Shaquille Clark Foundation, it was birthed in 2015 after the tragic deaths of 6 family members to domestic gun violence. And in addition to that, we have When Girlfriends Gather. So When Girlfriends Gather is, as women, we so often are separated, divided, can't get along. So it's a platform and an opportunity to bring women together from all different walks of life to share in. We have business showers to help one another excel in their businesses, to just pour back into each other and unify together, because we are the backbones to a lot of things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, When Girlfriends Gather, okay, I got to become a part of that, because that's
Okay.
my thing, is always making sure that we collab.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then it's every area of family. That's
Yes.
the whole thing. We have to have the men gather. We have to have
Yes.
the women gather. We have to have our youth gather, and then we have to gather all together.
That's
How about
right.
that? So our next guest, tell us who you are. Beautiful.
Hi. So my name is SoQi, which is the artist name that I go by, is SoQi Music. And I don't mind releasing my government name, Qianna Harris.
Harris.
I'm Harris too.
Are you a cousin?
Yeah, I believe so. We may find that out.
Okay.
But yes, so overall, I am a writer. And so I write stage productions, I write music, I write poetry, just anything that deals with writing. That is something I'm great at. I do have an organization called Harris Renee Theater Group. And with Harris Renee Theater Group, that is my area of expertise with writing stage productions, in the process of creating screenplays, which deals with film. And so I have done a few stage productions. One of them is Deliver Our Mail, which is MALE. And that basically was a stage production about a young black man who's been in and out of prison. All he knew were the streets, selling drugs, and he just got tired of that lifestyle. So it got to a point where the stage production shows you the stumbling blocks that he goes through, because when he goes back to the streets to say, I'm out, they're like, hey, nah, there's only one way out. So it was a good production. I won't say was, I'm using past tense. It is a great stage production that gives a focus on predominantly our Black men, letting them know that there is a way out. Some of our people that are in the streets feel like they have no outlet, but with God, all things are possible. So that's what this stage production shows. And with my writing as far as music, and that's where I named myself SoQi, is because the meaning of SoQi is healing energy. And whenever I write music, that's my expectations, is for people to be set free through my music. I have a song titled Free to Be Me. And that song actually went #1 on the digital local radio stations. And right now I'm on the Urban Influencers chart at number 19 and soon to be #1. I'm claiming that. But I feel like that my music literally has changed some people's lives. I actually got a feedback from one lady expressing that she's a school teacher, and one of the students at school was actually being the bully. And she pulled her to the side and asked her, what is the issue with being a bully? And basically that was her way of expressing pain, is by bullying others. So she was projecting her pain onto others. And she told her, she said, well, I really want to sit down and speak with you. She said, but then the Holy Spirit told her, play SoQi's music. And she said, listen to each word that she's saying. And after she listened to the music, the lady told me that the young lady changed her life, and that she decided to stop bullying, and that she wanted to change and understand that I'd rather talk about the pain than to project it onto others. So.
Wow. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is our youth. We're going to be talking about some things about our youth. But hold on. Now, all of these things, I sat there and I told them, I said, listen, my show is not scripted. I said, we just do everything. I ask questions, just be you. I don't want you being nobody else. I don't want, I just want you to be you. But you ain't tell me all this stuff was going on. I mean, you're a writer. You're, and I don't know if this is a Harris thing, but some of your stuff that you just said is very compatible with some of the things that I have written, even within one of my films. So we'll talk about that off the air, though, because it may be something that, it's something up to that. It's something to that. So, but that's so amazing, because I tell all the people, too, that writing was my healing. And I was a ghostwriter for 12 years. And it was my healing, literally. People utilize what healed me to make them money. And at the time, I tell people all the time, yes, they made money off of me, but guess what? It wasn't my time at that time. It's my time now. Yes. They made money off of me at that time, but see, that money could have caused doom to me, because when you're not walking in your purpose and the manifestation and the mission that the Creator has birthed you for, I probably would have been in Dubai sucking on umbrellas, or, and I don't even drink, like, wine once in a while, that's about it. But I probably would have been somewhere turned up and not turned in, if you understand what I'm saying. See, when I got turned in, I understood, because when I turned in, I tuned in. When I tuned in, I learned me. I learned the purpose. I learned the mission. I learned the love inside of me. I learned that all of the love that I was trying to give everyone else, I really first needed to give it to me. And so when I learned that, I was turned into purpose. And my purpose is so compact. And when you know that you know that you know that you know, you don't have a choice. Well, actually you do have a choice, but I ain't running. That's old for me. Why run from something that you're only going to run back into?
That's right.
You're always going to run into your purpose. Regardless of how much you try to reject it, no matter how much you try to rebel, you will run back into your purpose. And sometimes it don't feel good. Our choices is what determines how things turn out for us. Everything that you have is a choice to choose. And let me tell y'all this. For those of you who have tears, that are still struggling with healing, that have not forgave, that's still holding on to these things, let me tell you this. I understand, but I don't. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I understand because I was there before. I was so angry. I was very homicidal. Never wanted to hurt me because everybody else was doing that. So why hurt myself? You know, all that. I just turned myself loose to everybody else. But when I was homicidal, because all the people that hurt me, I wanted revenge. And I wanted to not only revenge to hurt them, but I no longer wanted them to exist on this earth anymore because I felt violated. And so when I learned that those feelings that I have on the inside could resonate and cause me my life on the outside, I decided that that's not what I wanted for me. Our youth right now are struggling with those same types of issues. Remember, I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 40, 30. You've been 15 before. You've been 20 before. You've been 25 before. Quit pretending like your life has always been peaches and cream. Quit pretending like your journey is not something that you had to take steps in. See, all of this pretending stuff, we're going to put the wolves out that wear these sheep's clothing. A lot of them is giving false information. A lot of them go out and teach things that they don't even believe in. And all they're trying to do is be seen. We are coming to tell you the truth. Our youth are starving because we have not fed them.
Yes.
Our youth are going through a living hell because we dragged them through our hell. And then you want to write them off when they act out. When you remember when you got raped and molested. You remember when you got rejected. You remember when your daddy walked out on you. You remember when your mama left you on the steps. So why is it that we cannot relate to what our youth are going through today as if it didn't happen to us yesterday? Our journeys and our destinies depend on the healing of what we've already been through. And so all I'm going to say to you at this point is, in order for our children to really get to the place that they need to get, you need to work on you, because we are the teachers of our youth. And let me tell you something. Youth don't only mean age, because there's some people that's 80 years old that's still 10 in my book. And the reason why is because they still hold on to yesterday and not even focusing on looking forward to today. They're still holding on to things that happened 50 years ago, and that's their excuse for not excelling. Let me tell you something. Every book that people read as spiritual guides have stories in them about people that went through a living hell right on earth. The end result to it, though, was they went through it. And this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a summer camp that we're working on. We're going to be talking about the Principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy, and how you individually want to incorporate things that you're working on in these active duties with our youth. So I'm going to turn it back over to you. Melvennia, my question to you is this. With what you do, you said that you have a women's group.
Yes.
You also said that you have, what was the other thing?
The Shaquille Clark Foundation
the
that deals
Clark
with youth.
Foundation that deals with youth. How, if you were asked by a scholar, I'm the scholar today, okay?
Okay.
What is it in your purpose that resonates with you the most that can help our youth today?
Well, for me, I would say this. I am a person who has been through a lot of things, and I mean a lot. Lost family members, sustained trauma myself, dealing with kids incarcerated right now, and a sister going through cancer, son going through charges where he could be locked up. But at the end result of it, I had to revert back to me to receive the healing that I needed in order to go out here and impact the lives and help change them. And so therefore, I had to understand that if I had never been through anything, and if I had never had the lessons, how could I go out and teach somebody else if I hadn't had the lessons and overcame them by learning self-love, self-healing? So I believe that is a part of my purpose, is to help people understand that, yeah, we go through things, but accept it, get the healing that you need so that you do not bleed onto others.
And so how do you feel, how important do you feel that this is? Because see, we just got this when we got older, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How can we keep our youth from having to get old and in order to get what we got as adults that they need right now?
Well, what my foundation does and what I do as a person, which I wish could have happened for me and my family, was I go in and we don't just work with the children on self-healing and self-love, but we make it a family component, because when you rehabilitate the children and you send them back home to the same toxic home, you're going to have a bigger challenge. So therefore, we go into the homes to help the parents understand that, hey, you have some trauma down in there that need to be pulled out and healed. And so once you get the family component together and get everybody working on one accord to heal, now you're going to have not just a healthy home, but it helps to produce a healthy community.
Girl, stop it. You know what? You just said everything, and we are going to have to talk, because these are the types of organizations that we're bringing into the rebirth of the Black nation. See, the rebirth of the Black nation is an accountability movement for our people to come together and to unify. And the thing that I told you first, the first thing that I gave you was self-love. But right after that is the rebirth of Black families. So we're right with one accord. See, these are the things that right now, creation is bringing all of these things together. See, although Black People United is just what it sounds like. It's more than one person. It's not Dr. Angela Harris. Although the mission and the vision was given to me by the Most High to become a hub, to bring people into and organizations and families into the hub, it's not all for me to do. I would be crazy. There's no way that there's only 24 hours in a day. And I'm not going to say that I'm not superwoman, but I'm not super duper woman to the point that I can do all of these things and be effective. See, one thing that I had to realize is that although I have assignments, my assignments are at different times. Everything is not assigned at the same exact time. And what has happened is over time, each assignment turns into the next assignment, but it's a piece of the puzzle that comes together. Then there's another assignment and it comes. So what it's doing is giving you the holistic view of what needs to happen with the others that you bring in order for it to be a holistic mission. Yes. And so the rebirth of Black families, the only way that our communities, which I said earlier, people want to dive into the middle, which is community, but you have to get to the root, which is self-love, and then the rebirthing of our families. Our communities automatically heal. Yes. Once our families are rebirthed, once we deal with the situations of understanding that this is what we have to do in order for things to change, that we can't just keep talking about it, we have to be about it. That's so right. Because your organization already is set out to do that, what we would do in the rebirth of the Black nation is we would take an organization like yours and put that in our family development part, and your organization would oversee the family development according to the bylaws to make sure that the family development, you're hiring the right people. Mm-hmm. You have people that have been through things and not people that just are in in the medical field as psychologists and psychiatrists, but ain't never been through nothing. You know, we have to have people with experience come back and give back. You understand what I'm saying? But then we have to also hold them accountable. We have to do background checks to make sure that they're not just out here trying to come in and become poison. Because anytime that you have a great mission, there's always going to be great distractions.
Correct.
And so, anyway, let's go to our next guest. I'm going to ask you a similar question. You said that writing is your healing, and you see I'm big on that because writing has been my healing. I've literally written my life story about 20 times and had to tear it up. And the reason I had to tear it up because the creator told me that my mission is not to destroy families. It is to bring families together. So I have to start with my own. It's not to destroy people in my family or things that, you know, have happened, you know, in my childhood, but it is to heal from it and understand that there is sickness that cause people to act in certain types of ways, and we don't know where that sickness begins. The only thing that we can do is try to put an end to it. And so with you, you said that writing is your healing. You also said, do you sing?
I sing, but yeah, I'm a writer.
Okay. So your song that you said that you had, did you sing the song?
Yes, I did.
Where's the song at?
You can find it on all digital platforms. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all digital platforms. It's available to listen to.
You have a video too?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Okay, we might have to pull some out the hat before the end of the show. I don't know if the production team, they say, you know, you always doing stuff sporadically, but that's just me. You know, we'll see. If not, then we'll have to bring it back the next time. But, you know, it's so amazing that a lot of people, their compatibility in their healing is so amazing. Tell me how you feel as a gifted writer, someone that actually, you know, your voice is being heard through song. See, because writing, people don't understand that's a voice too. People don't understand that when you write, that's a voice. That's saying something. So there's different levels to writing. Tell me how you would incorporate this in these children that are hurting.
Well, I would want to start with finding out what children, what their strengths are. Because sometimes we may throw kids or people into certain situations or certain circumstances thinking, hey, they can take this on and run with it. But I'd like to find out what their strengths are. And I could start somewhere with writing and just let the kids just write and pour from their heart. You know, maybe possibly give them a topic to write about, let them pour out onto that paper what they're feeling in their hearts. And that way, sometimes you can get to the bottom of what's going on in a child's mind. So I think writing would be good. The arts in general is what my heart is in the arts. So through theater, through improv, writing, skits, I just think that would be a great start for children to come together and actually be able to be themselves and feel included. Because I think a lot of children suffer, and I know I was one of them. It's like going through those moments of feeling rejected, all because of being misunderstood. You know, sometimes people have such a high anointing on them that people misunderstand that anointing that's just oozing from you, and they take it as a threat. And I've experienced that on many levels, and I just think that a lot of children aren't heard a lot of times, and I just feel like giving them that opportunity to write, giving them that opportunity to act and become someone, I feel like that's a great opportunity. I think it's a great move or a great movement for children to be able to express themselves.
Let me ask you this question. How did it make you feel? When you were writing, did you start writing to heal, or did you just start writing to write and didn't know that it was healing? I
started writing just to write and did not know it was healing. It's like my journey led me to understanding that writing was my purpose. When I was in school, I was excellent in English. I had advanced English, but I had remedial math. But when I would be in class and it was time to do tests, I couldn't understand why my focus was elsewhere. But what I would be focused on is writing poetry. And I remember once I had a teacher that stopped me in the middle. She's like, wait, you're supposed to be testing. What are you doing? Bring whatever you have to the front of the class and you read it out loud. And she called me up front to embarrass me. But after I read what I had written down, it was almost like she was almost teary-eyed and was really surprised at what I had written down. And she's like, this is amazing. You should be doing something with this. But at the time, I didn't even understand that that was my purpose. I didn't understand that was my gift. I just knew it was something that came naturally. And when I write, I feel like there is a release, a total release of whatever I may be experiencing, whether it's anxiety trying to creep up, or if it's a depression that may be trying to creep up. That's my way of releasing everything. It's like everything that's in your heart, on your heart, in your mind, it's like you're pouring it out onto this paper, and you're not holding it in and shaking it up like a Coke bottle to where you're going to explode eventually. There's been times where I have ministered to younger women, and one of my outlets to them was to tell them to journal. And by the way, I've created my own journal. It's on Amazon, and it's titled, let me get it together. I feel like my nervousness is pouring out now. But the title of it is No Prisons. And basically the journal is for no mental prisons, no spiritual prisons, no financial prisons. And on the inside of it is not just lines. I actually have where you can check off boxes of how your mental state was today. What was your dream today? Just different areas you can write in. And I did that because I knew that was something that along the way in my journey, that was something that had helped me to heal. And so that was my way of giving to others, is by allowing them to have a journal to write in that gives you, it actually allows you to check your progress along the way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what I've learned too when it comes to whatever your healing mechanism is. Some of it is not writing, because some people get writer's block because of so much that's going on with inside of them. I get writer's block when I'm going through things and I have to, like right now, I have a book called The Epiphany of Loving Myself. I have 21 authors, and we're going to release the book in August. But my chapter is still not finished. It will be finished probably in the next week or so. But it's just so much. Sometimes when you got so many distractions, you get writer's block. Writer's block meaning that you can't focus enough to sit down and focus on one thing and write about one thing. But one thing about me is I'm a descriptive writer. And descriptive writers is almost like vividly you can see exactly what they're writing. And so that became a gift after a while. But first it was a healing mechanism, because I was literally telling my story through writing, and I wanted people to see through my writing how dramatic and how traumatic it really was. And so eventually I learned how to do that and tell other people's stories that I've seen too. And then tying it in with the gifts that I have, it became like telling futuristic stories about things that happen in other people's lives, and or telling stories of the past of things that have happened in people's lives. And then I realized that when I started doing casting for my films, a lot of the people that came to me as actors really came because they were sent, because their stories were the stories that I wrote about. And so, one of the things that I know is that writing is healing. And anybody, no matter if you are not a writer or not, jotting down ill feelings can help you to get rid of them.
That's right.
Because jotting it down is almost like spitting it up or pouring it out, or, stumping on it and saying, you know what, it's out now.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, what we do is we keep things on the inside, and this is what our children do, tying it back into our children, our youth. Our youth a lot of times cannot talk because they're always told to shut up. They're always told to keep their mouth shut. I'm not talking about the ones that's disrespectful and they need to be told to shut up. But I'm talking about the ones that through, what's the word that I want? Manipulation of people that's supposed to be people they can look up to, but they're people that are taking complete advantage of them and telling them to shut up. You know, once you have become, there was this little boy, tell this story sometime. His name was CJ. CJ was one of my students when I worked at the Columbus Public School System in Columbus, Ohio. I worked with special needs children. I did not want a full-time job because I wanted to travel around to the different schools. So I was a substitute teacher, floating substitute. So I went to different schools almost, you know, every day. But I ended up on this long-term assignment for like, I think it was like 2 months. And CJ was a child that they call autistic. He never talked. From the time he was 2, he used to talk, and then all of a sudden he went mute. And they wondered why CJ went mute. When CJ ended up in my classroom, CJ would always be up under me all the time. And I used to say, CJ, I know you want to say something. I could see it in your eyes. And he would just, you know, shy and just smile at me and look at me. And then he would rub against me like he was like a puppy or a cat or something like that. You know, just always rub against me. And then one day I said, CJ, what's wrong? Why don't you talk? CJ started talking to me and started telling me that they told him to shut up and don't never say nothing. Come to find out, this little boy had been abused sexually, mentally, spiritually, in every way. But because of the spirit that he felt within me, he felt safe enough to start talking. And I was able to take him to his mother, who was there every day wanting to see her child become normal again, wondering what happened to him for him to go into that mute stage. Was able to reveal it to her. Come to find out, her daughter, she didn't go mute, but the same thing with the same people was happening to her. And she was older, and it had been happening to her since she was 3 years old, a family member. And so I'm saying that to say, a lot of times they label our children because they don't understand what's going on with them. And then they can't trust us enough because our opinion sometimes, and then sometimes just our compassion is not there to even hear what they have to say. And so don't shut your child up. Now, if they're being disrespectful, shut them up. You know that, but you find out where the disrespect is coming from.
Yes.
You have to find out these things. So with the Principles of Blackness Culture and Wellness Academy, our focus is to, first of all, develop the character of our children. The 9 C's of character, the last C being cash. Once you have made room, once you have mastered your character, your gift will make room for itself. And then somebody will want to pay you for what you naturally do. Then we'll be focusing on the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Why? If you know anything about Kwanzaa, if you don't, go study to show yourself approved. Kwanzaa is very amazing because it teaches self-love as well as community love, as well as faith. It teaches everything but religion. That's what it don't teach. And the reason why Kwanzaa does not teach religion is because religion is not necessary for us to unify. That's one thing that we should stay separate, because what you believe is what you believe in your heart. It has nothing to do with unity. And so then herbal therapy, aquaponics, all of the things that's going to teach our children how to survive with us or without us. These are the things that we need to do. So we were talking about a summer camp. Elaborate on what you've seen in that summer camp.
Well, in the summer camp, I see children, as we spoke about before, about expressing themselves. Children being able to come to the camp, being able to get information on the arts, being able to explore the arts, getting another side of things. I know a lot of our communities, ones that I've grown up in, didn't offer theater. And that's one of the things that I offer is theater, teaching acting. It definitely comes with teaching confidence, because anything that you do when it comes to being out front or being in front of an audience, you're gonna have to have the confidence. It starts with you having confidence in yourself anyway. And the theater would teach children dance and music because it will be all about rhythm, staying in sync, knowing how to, and I think that teaches unity as well in theater, because in order to play a role, you have to learn how to balance that chemistry between one another when you're giving, your lines or giving feedback, and being able to be a good listener. So it teaches children on different levels how to be a good listener, how to focus, how to have confidence, and how to be themselves and make sure that they feel included.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
So when you think about your childhood and the things that you went through, because we all have a story, his story, her story is a story. And that's what our actual theme is for the Commentary Awards this year, is his story / her stories equals life. And the reason why is because we all have a story. We all have went through something that is unique compared to somebody else. But then we've all been through things that can be compatible with somebody else's story as well. But when you think about the children and the importance of us pouring into them now so that they don't become the adults that we are. See, hurt people. And now these children, they are acting out, and their acting out is murder. It ain't fighting no more. It ain't no baseball bats. It's kill, guns, knives. I mean, you see all of the stuff that's going on. It's really crazy how angry this generation is.
Yes.
And you know why they're angry? They're angry because of the things that we've allowed them to be influenced by. A lot of our hurt as adults have trickled down to our children, and now they're living their lives and our lives at the same time. Hey, that's too much for anybody. I don't want to live nobody else's life. My life is already enough. For me to have to deal with living your life and my life, that's just too much.
Too much, yeah.
It's bad enough that I have to pour into people, that I have to counsel people, that I have to talk to people daily and inherit some of their pain because I feel people's pain. But when you get to a point that, wow, you're a child, you have a mother that has a man in her life that's beating on her, then on the slide, he touching on you, and then on the slide, he telling you ain't nobody gonna believe you. I hear this stuff from children all of the time. And then your mom angry, you tell your mom what's going on, she don't wanna hear it because she's more focused on her own issues. And then the next thing you know, there's a big separation in the household, and now you're no longer even wanting to speak to your mom or talk to your mom because of issues that she didn't address. It happens all the time.
Yes.
So when it comes to you, Melvennia, what is it that is the most important to you when it comes to summer camps and things of that sort? What do you think that should be done that is not really being done out there?
Well, I focus on, and I love the arts of it, and I think that is very important. I have a program that's called Express to Communicate, teaching the kids how to properly express their emotions in a manner to where it's not in a conflict way. Teaching not just the children, but the parents as well, how to sit down and have a conversation. And when these kids are expressing things, pay attention so that you can see the warning signs, so that you can properly address it in a way that where you can communicate, and then we can make better sense of it. So expression and communication is the biggest key for me. Sitting down to help them identify the problems that they have, and not just expressing ourselves, but expressing ourselves to the point where the kids have to understand that there's no judgment zone. So the bullying and the aggression and the violence can decrease versus increase.
Absolutely. And those of you who are on Facebook, Please go before we end the video. If you could switch over to YouTube, because our YouTube is starting to, it's getting to the point that we can now monetize, and we need you to go on and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That is Black I Am Media. We have traded from Black I Am Radio because we had that page since 2017, and anybody that knows anything about monetizing on YouTube, you cannot monetize if your account is over a year old before you start getting views and things of that sort. So we started our new thing, and just our last video got over 6,000 views. Yay! Thank you so much for viewing, and thank you so much for even commenting on the actual YouTube from last week. But if you can, please, everyone that's on Facebook or anyone that might log into Facebook later, please go to our YouTube page. That is Black I Am Media, and look at today's date and go ahead and comment and like this message, like this show. So let's get back to our next guest. We have Ms. Harris, we have definitely come to grips with what is needed with our youth. What do you think are the main components that we have to start with? Because see, it's easy to say what we need to do. How do we do it? What is the action plan to do it?
I think Melvennia and I are in the same ballpark when it comes to expression. And theater definitely targets that expression. I feel like a lot of children, because it gives them the opportunity to have joy when doing theater and giving expression, because, on an average basis, and the number one thing that I love about getting children into a summer camp and getting them into theater and being able to express is limiting them from social media. I do feel like a lot of, parenting,
that's good.
We don't come with, pamphlets on how to specifically raise Ray. Ray Ray's born. This is what you're supposed to do on day one. This is what you're supposed to do on year 15. We don't have those specific instructions. And that's why it's important to stay connected to the source above, because that gives us the know-how. But when we have families that don't tap in and don't know how, I feel like social media is increasing the toxic that may be going on at home. And by being able to come into a group where, like Melvennia expressed, no judgment zone, you have an area you can come and feel like, hey, I can communicate how I feel, and amongst a group of people that are not going to go back and share with aunties and uncles and cousins, because I was that person too, where I wanted what I'm feeling, it doesn't need to be everybody's business. And I've been in situations where you feel like you're expressing yourself, they express themselves back, but then next thing you know, all of the information you shared is amongst the crowd. And it's like, okay, why is my information the only one known and not yours? But anyway, just keeping that confidence with the children. And I just feel like giving them that outlet. I'm trying to be specific, but giving them that outlet and it's not pretending when you're doing theater. Like, a lot of people feel like, oh, you're pretending to be somebody else, but it just gives you an opportunity to have this joy and this peace, that there's more to life than just going in this one direction. It's okay to go and be a part of a film. It's okay to be a part of a stage production and become this character, because it gives you a chance to escape just for a moment. It gives you that opportunity to really dive in deeper to who you are.
Be yourself.
Because my first time acting, I felt renewed. And I couldn't understand, I can't really explain how I felt, but I just felt like I became someone else for that moment. And was able
I got something to say about that.
And I was able to get the crowd completely engaged in the responses that I was getting from the role. It just was like, wow, it just was amazing, because healing can come through all sorts of avenues. And I feel like laughter is another part of healing. So when the children come to the camp and they're able to laugh and they're able to make friends and they're able to express themselves, that is another form of healing. And I would love to be that person to teach children how to protect their peace. Because sometimes when we link up with other people, we don't recognize or don't know at a certain point how to use discernment to know who to connect with and maybe not connect with so much. And that's when children start to kind of let go of that peace, and all of a sudden you're giving your peace that you can't get back, because that peace is priceless. And I know when I was on the way, just giving this real quick, when I was on the way, sometimes when I'm writing by myself, I love to just do on the spot poetry. Like I'll just make up poetry on the spot. And one line that I had said on the way is, make sure that you protect your peace, because you may turn around and see that your soul is Felice. But that was just an expression just saying how important it is to protect your peace, because our soul is at risk during this time. Our mindset is so important, because this is what's carrying us through our journey. But anyway, not to go into too much. But.
No, that's really amazing. So that's another thing. So I used to do, when I worked for the Columbus Public School System in Columbus, Ohio, I used to do I used to be very involved in the schools. My children went to the Columbus Afrocentric School, and they were, it was predominantly a black school with teaching Swahili, and that's where I got the celebrating of Kwanzaa and the Swahilian principles and Mama and Baba, and as a respect factor, as like mother figure, father figure, and they used to call me Mama Harris. And I used to see a lot of these children, that were their parents were my age, and some of them were older, but they had a lot of trauma. And my children were some of them, because, my children's father was back and forth in and out of prison. And so, he owned a big record label and all of that, but he couldn't leave selling drugs alone. So every time you turn around, Daddy was in jail. He was getting in and out of jail. So, people don't understand how that really affects and torments our children. When there's a missing parent, and just like for my grandsons, their father was shot and he's totally blind. And although they were young when it happened, it affects them right now more than ever, because they're playing basketball. They want their dad to be able to see them to play basketball. Him being there, for some children, that would be enough. But when you're used to your father being there, but knowing that now he can't even see what you're doing, that's a lot for young men, 10 and 12 years old, and then they put up a blocker, and their blocker becomes these video games. That's all they focus on. Or their blocker becomes them acting out and mouthing off and all of these things. But if you sit down and talk to them, you really find out how angry they are. And a lot of times they get their own vision of what happened. Well, did my dad used to sell drugs? Well, is that why this happened? Well, did this happen? Oh, well, that my son, when my children's father went to prison, my son was like, why did you name me after that loser? And it was so hard for me to answer him in a way that was not disregarding his anger. You understand what I'm saying? In a way that did not promote the hatred that he was feeling inside for his dad, Did not promote being embarrassed because your friends might see that your dad can't see. Or when your friends see that your mom is on drugs and she looked crazy and her hair looked crazy, and all of these things, these are for these children to see and your friends to see that your mom got a black eye, and then you come to school with bruises on you. These are realities that we go through, and our children go through them too. So our mission here at Black People United, even with the summer program, you heard some of the things that they said that they wanted to do in the program. when we come together to put the master plan together, one of the things that we are going to focus on, yes, the theatrical part, because we want them to be able to act things out, but we don't want them to become actors.
Yes.
I gotta say that again. Because Atlanta is one of the biggest melting pots for actors.
Yes.
We have a lot of people that know how to act, but they don't know how to be real. We have a lot of people out there that in the spotlight, they look like everything is everything. But in our reality, they're acting.
Yes.
And acting can become a problem.
Yes.
When you act as so many people that you don't know how to be you, that is a problem.
Big problem.
So the way that I do scripting is different than most people do. I do interactive scripting. And I'm gonna actually have to patent it. Let me shut my mouth, because that type of scripting is totally different than what Hollywood show, all these different people show. It shows people how to be fake. No. I want you to put your character into this character and make this character become you with that storyline. Give it to me like it's something that you're experiencing. That's a nugget for some of you film writers and script writers out there. We've been doing it for a long time, and then it takes much longer. When someone come in knowing that they can be a part of what their character is, I'm talking about their true life can be a part of what their character is, it makes them want to perfect it. Because they want to be real. And then you allow for a portion. That's why every person that I cast for a movie or a play or anything, I sit down and have a one-on-one with them to find out their story. After I've already given them the storyline. Because sometimes their stories are compatible with the stories that I already have. And why would I want it? I have that model, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If this is a character that this person already is comfortable and compatible with, why not utilize that person for their character? That's what I mean by the 9 C's of character. Teaching, consistency, confidence, clarity, hold your composure, have courage, all of those C's that add up to the last one, cash. When you get your character together, it's gonna make room for you because you're walking in your purpose, and your purpose is intended for you to prosper. It's not intended for you to, to lack anything. And so with these children, the theater part, yes, every day, because at the end, we want to have something that they take back to their parents, and we can have the whole entire family come out and be a part of their growth. But in the midst of it, they'll have cooking lessons one day. They'll be planting vegetables and watering their plants and all of that stuff one day. There's other things that we're going to do that's going to be compatible with the principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy. Because in order for our whole world to change, we have to change the system of the teaching of our children. One thing that's going to be really unique about our school, and I'm gonna put it out there, because if you want a copy of it, I would love you to copy off of it because it's needed. We are going to have mirrors over every computer, and we are going to have a jot pad or a journaling book. Every morning our children come in, that's the first thing that they will do. They will look in the mirror, they will jot down how they really feel. Then, once they jot that down, they'll go over with somebody individually, so if there's a problem, we can address it. But then, what they'll do also is that the second time they look in that mirror, they would do affirmations over their life.
That's good.
You know, like Mary J. Blige said, "Good morning, gorgeous."
Yes.
Yeah, I woke up. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that this morning when I woke up because I had to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to South Carolina and drive there and drive back. But you know what? I was trying to do it on my phone, knowing I wasn't supposed to be on that phone. And then the next thing you know, it played it on the radio. I said, see, the creator knew exactly what I needed.
Yes.
And I started singing to myself. And I said, before anybody else can sing to me, I gotta love on me. I got to, and she said that I ain't had no wig on and no makeup on. And I looked at myself and I said, I love you. Good morning, gorgeous. You know, that's so important that we influence our children to do the same exact thing every single day.
Yes.
When you choose life and you choose to live, you choose to impart life so that our children can live.
Yes.
Our children, you know, Whitney Houston said it so great. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Yes.
Ain't that what she said?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Then she said, show them all the beauties they possess inside.
Yes, inside.
Give them a what? A sense of pride.
That's it.
To make it easier.
Yes.
Let the children's laughters remind us how we used to be.
Yes.
So why is it so hard to fill in that gap of the generations if there's words like that make 100% sense?
Yes.
All we have to do is go back to some of the things that we used to listen to, some of the things that we used to love. What's that song by Tracy Spencer? She used to sing, I believe, I think it was called I Believe. I'm gonna come back to that one, but that was a song that was so amazing. Oh, no. Imagine all the people living. You know what I'm talking about for today.
Was it
You might say that I'm a dreamer.
John Lennon originally?
No, originally it was Tracy Spencer, and then John Lennon came back and remade it. Tracy Spencer was this little girl that had a lot of things happen to her when she was a child, and her way of actually healing was actually and she was talking about unity all the way back then when you listen to it, because she said, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but what do you know? I'm not the only one. Hope someday that you will join us, and the world will live as one. The world will live as one, brothers and sisters. And she was singing to our people all the way back then. That song is so powerful. And so the reason why I brought those songs up is because these days, our children are really influenced by music,
movies,
all of the things that they can see and hear.
Yes.
So it's our responsibility to start placing that back into them, bringing back some of those songs like, I know I can. Be what I want to be.
That's right.
If I work hard at it,
yes,
I'll be where I want to be. I know I can. You know, songs like that.
Yes.
These are the things that we have to pull out of all of the junk and start influencing our children with. The songs that really make them want to do something different than sometimes what they're experiencing every day in their hellholes when they go back home. And then Melvennia says something very important. She talked about bringing the parents in. When I say the rebirth of Black families, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
I have a conference, and I'm going to pull you into it. We were supposed to be doing it during Juneteenth, but we're getting ready to do it, and it's going to be really amazing. But it's called the Divine Order of Family. See, the Creator gave that to me years ago, And in the middle of a sold out conference, he made me cancel the conference and told me that some of the people's hearts were not right and he would not allow me to be exposed because it was a form of religious things going on at that time. Now that he's bringing it back, I understand. He said delayed but not denied. The timing wasn't right. And then the atmosphere wasn't right either because it was a religious atmosphere. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's a atmosphere of change for our people as a whole. Putting aside religious tactics and bringing us together spiritually so that we can all grow.
Yes.
My thing is, you ever heard the song? See, there's some songs even like, no matter, like when you grew up in church or you grew up in different places, there's some songs that you can really still gravitate to. Like this song, once I was a caterpillar, now I'm a butterfly. Just those words right there. Because I've been transformed, been reborn. When you're reborn, you know how you're really reborn? Through your mindset.
Through your mindset. That's right.
This is what we have to work on when it comes to our children.
Yes.
We have to work on the redevelopment of their mindset, and our mindset has to be redeveloped.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we've been fed a whole bunch of lies, a whole bunch of ungood food with salmonella poison and everything else in it. And now we have to divorce that food and we have to start rejuvenating ourselves with healthy foods.
Yes.
Healthy foods meaning loving yourself, speaking life over yourself.
Yes.
Doing all of the things to encourage yourself. You know that song? She says, sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
Yes.
You know, that's a very important song.
Yes, ma'am.
Because sometimes you don't have nobody else to encourage you. But our children won't know this unless we start teaching them.
That's correct.
Pat yourself on the back when you do good.
Yes.
Don't always wait for other people to do it, because if you wait, you might be waiting for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You know, these are the things.
Yes.
Oh yeah, imagine. Okay, thank you, Sandy Pruitt. Thank you, and thank you, Auntie, for tuning in. But yeah, imagine. That's what the song is called. Imagine by Tracy Spencer. That song was so powerful. And I was going through rape, molestation, abuse, rejection, thought I wasn't of this world, thought I was crazy, and all of that stuff. And that song was saying, you might say that I'm a dreamer. I was having dreams and they were coming true. But I didn't understand it because there was no one pouring into me because everybody else had their own issues. You see what I'm saying? So that song right there, and I haven't heard it in a long time. But I remember those words. You may say that I'm a dreamer. Oh, but what do you know? I'm not the only one. Hope someday that, you know, it was just a unity song. And at that time, I didn't even know that I was who I am. I had no clue. All I knew was that my name was Angela Lynette Harris, and that's what my mother named me. I didn't know that I was a chosen vessel. But see, once I got to know me, that's when I used to start writing songs like a couple of songs that I used to use, like, okay, I am blessed. Like in my insert for my chapter for my book, I chose life, I choose to live. That's my chapter for my book. And I remember I am blessed. Okay, this is some of the words that I used to write in some of my songs. I was down and out. I didn't know which way to turn. Trapped in a world of evil, living in Satan's kingdom, doing all the wrong things, making all the wrong turns, living a life of misery. I was so unhappy, ignoring all my life that God was always there. All of my life, I thought nobody cared. If it had not been for life, tell me, where would I be? I'm blessed because now I know that life has a purpose for me. I am blessed. One day I woke up. I was tired of all the worldly things. I didn't want a man to sell dope no more. I was tired of that game. One day I cried out to the Lord, I can't do this by myself. I'm tired, dear Lord. I need your help. Next thing you know, he said, you've been in the world so long, now it's time for me. The next thing you know, I did 3 years in a penitentiary. I didn't understand at that time what life was trying to do. I'm blessed because now I know that I'm his vessel being used. I am blessed. And it's just songs like that I ended up writing because it's my truth.
Yes.
Falsely accused on a 17-year sentence, 3 years day for day, that's me. And guess what? Fighting the case against the state of Ohio, winning against the #1 prosecutor, yeah, that's me. Getting out of that situation, answering my call to the ministry, preaching all over the world, yeah, that's me. Coming out of that incarceration because I'm called to the world, yeah, that's me. And see, these are the things that people have to understand. There are transitions and there's steps to our journey in life.
Yes.
Tell us about okay. Tell me a little bit about your journey before you get out of here.
Yeah, well, of course, living as long as I have, it's been a long journey. But I definitely have been through a lot. I have 8 children. My oldest being from a different relationship, a gentleman I met in high school. And of course, when you're young like that, you think this is your end all be all. This is my prince and charming, and you're still growing. And after I had her, I ended up being a single mother for 10 years. And that was a major struggle, because of course, you just have to instantly grow up. And I did a lot of taking care of myself, and I don't blame my parents for any of that. It was a learning experience for me. Having to be on my own. My parents were young when they had me. My mom was 17 when she had me. My father was 19. And so my mom, I feel like, was still a child herself. So she didn't really know all the ins and outs, But I had to end up on my own a little bit early and take care of myself and learn how to be that strong alpha female, that Black woman that felt like I had to carry the whole world on my shoulders. And then when I finally got married, God had to do a lot of breaking down on both my husband and myself. Yes, my husband had been incarcerated, and I'm not just ashamed to say I have been to jail myself. And I had to learn on my own how to completely switch my mindset.
Absolutely.
And grow up and mature naturally. Of course, I had to go through spiritual maturation. I had to go through, redeveloping myself, and I'm still in my development stages. But by me having 8 children in total that I birthed out, I definitely give myself a pat on the back. It used to be a time where I was ashamed to tell people I had 8 children. I used to walk around, allowing myself to wear all the opinions of other people. I had, not gonna make it on this side. I had, your children ain't gonna be nothing on this side. You ain't gonna be nothing on this side. And how you gonna make it with no money? And y'all gonna be on welfare. And, I was wearing all of these things on me, thinking that was me, allowing other people's opinions to define me. And I had to learn how to define myself, allow myself, like we've been talking about since the beginning, self-love, understanding how to really wrap your arms around yourself, being able to look in the mirror and say, it was a time where, and I still have them up there, but I don't have to look at them as much. But I have my affirmations on my mirror. And every time I would go in to do whatever I'm going to do, shower, brush my teeth, wash my face, whatever, I would have to see those affirmations, because that was my way of building myself back, building my own character, loving me again, and being okay and not feeling guilty for doing things for myself. So, I feel like everything that I've experienced led me to this journey of writing, being able to release my feelings, because there's someone else that feels the same way that I do. And by my purpose being the writing, this gives other people a chance to release. I've grown spiritually, like I said, still growing, but I've learned a lot of how to redirect my focus, because a lot of my focus was on other people's opinions. My focus was on, why am I not there yet? My focus was on, how am I going to get there? But God had to let me know, redirect your focus. Stay focused on the path that I've paved for you. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just know that you're going to get there. And so I had to do a lot of self-talking, a lot of counseling to myself. When I'm riding in the car, sometimes I would literally listen to affirmations on YouTube. And then sometimes when I'm riding by myself, I literally still will announce affirmations, because that feels like I'm giving something to the universe that's going to give it back to me. So when I say I am beautiful, my confidence begins to rise. You know, when I say that I am amazing, then I begin to believe in myself more. And then when I'm around others that I know I feel like has what I'm reaching for, then I don't feel that intimidation. And that's just being honest. You know, I know that's something hard to admit sometimes, but you know, you can get around other people that make you feel uncomfortable. And my father used to always tell me, keep yourself surrounded by people that make you uncomfortable, because all it does is it triggers something inside of you to cause growth. You know, and I know that I've grown a lot, because if you think about a flower, people sprinkle manure around it for it to grow.
The dirt.
And I've grown through a lot of
Dirt.
yes, there you go, dirt. You know, for lack of a better word. But anyway, but that's my journey in a nutshell. You know, and of course, I was saying, you know, I got my 8, and I think it's great. So.
And you know what, it's so crazy because I had 5 children about the time I was 20, and my 6th child when I was 24. So some of the same things I experienced as well, what people told me that I couldn't do. But you know, eventually what that did was just make me strive harder to do exactly what they couldn't do. And isn't it funny how you've excelled more than most of them that said what you could not do? But you know what, I don't hold them accountable either, because their issues were because of things that they were lacking on the inside too. You know, the confidence that they seen in you, they did not have it. While you thought that, you know, that they were somebody that you could really look up to, and on all reality on the inside they were struggling with self. And that's why they tried to tear you down with words, because even in the midst of all of your hiccups, they still seeing all your strength. So you go, girl. 8 children, I'm 6 children with 15 grandchildren and 1 on the way, and I am proud to say that I am a proud mama, and I am grateful because my grandfather shot and killed my grandmother in front of my mom at 16. So my grandmother never got to see me, but my mother now is on her 2nd generation of grandchildren. She's on a great grandma now, and you know, something that her mother was unable to do. And so I commend all mothers, and I commend all fathers that are fathers as well. And those of you who want to be fathers but you're not allowed to be, I tell the mothers that they need to get all of their emotions and their problems and their feelings out of the way of allowing for a child to have a relationship with their father, because I've seen some crazy stuff out here. And a lot of times we want to blame the man, but because of our emotions, we let them get in the way of the man being just that to his child. And that's not fair either. In order to rebirth our black nation, in order to bring our children to healing and becoming the best children that they can become to young adults, to adults, we have to put our mess to a side. And we cannot allow for our issues, you know, what you did to me, or what, you know, all this other stuff, you know, when it comes to, well, you knew who you was laying with when you got with him, and if you didn't, that's a problem too, because you didn't know and you still made that choice. So we have to be accountable for some things and quit holding these men hostage that really want to be fathers. It's sad to say I see a lot of that these days. And I'm gonna say this, women, especially for our young men, there's only so much that we can do for our boys, for our male children.
That's right.
There's only so much. And so if the father is not around, I, as a mother, would challenge another mother. If your child's father is not around, find that child, that male child, a mentor. Yes. However, you got to do your homework on these mentors these days, because some of these mentors are just it's just so hard out here. But what we're doing is we're developing a holistic view of what's necessary to heal our children as we're healing as well. Melvennia, in your closing arguments, what would you like to say? I made it seem like you was in court.
I would just want to say that with the portion for me that started my journey was the self-accountability, accepting the things that I knew was wrong and not blaming others, but accepting it and making it right, unlearning and relearning. And so that's why I think with this program that is about to take place.
Absolutely.
With the arts, the cooking, the planting. The biggest thing about those pieces is not just going to be a cooking class or a planting class, but teaching the kids how to properly eat healthy, to take care of their bodies.
Absolutely.
How to properly plant something and then own something and take care of something. That's the start of teaching kids how to develop, learning about themselves, loving themselves so that they can inflict it on others. Self-love.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I am so excited to be in collaboration with these wonderful, beautiful ladies. And as you see, we all have a journey. We've all been through something.
Yes.
But the thing is that who you were versus who you are today, that's two different people. Because when you didn't know you, you couldn't be you.
Ooh.
Now that you know you can work every day to be the best you that you can be.
Yes.
And that's what I want to put out there in the airways today. Learn to love you so that you can be the best you that you can be. Whatever has happened in the past, come on, y'all. We owe it to our youth.
Yes.
And now I'm talking straight to the adults, to the mothers, to the fathers, to the grandmothers, to the aunts, to the uncles, to all of the people that are supposed to be accountable and that's supposed to be a factor in the growth of our children.
Yes.
Make sure that you are working on you every single day.
Yes.
Quit looking at our youth and finding everything wrong with them without ignoring what's wrong with you.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
And with that being said, I want to tell you all, don't forget, the week of Juneteenth, the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th. And then in August, we will come back with our Black I Am Awards and our Black I Am Youth Awards. I cannot wait. And actually, with that Youth Awards show, I'm definitely going to pull you ladies in to help me with that, because we're going to need the help. And your interest is the youth. Get in where you fit in.
Yes.
Get in where you fit in. And I look forward to just putting things together and the camp is going to be 4 to 6 weeks. We'll know. We wanted to start, around July the 1st to the end of July or the beginning of August, because the children go back on August. We will have all of the details. We will have a flyer and all of those things by my next show next Thursday. I'll make sure of that. And if you want your child to attend not only our summer camp, but if you're interested in the Principles of Blackness Culture and Wellness Academy, all proceeds of the Black I Am Awards are going to the Principles of Blackness Culture and Wellness Academy. Get your ticket. If you really want to see our children do better, start supporting the things that's going to help us to do better.
Yes.
Help us to build this school that's not going to only teach them what they teach them, but teach them the things that they need to know about them. Yes. Our students, our children, we have to be the factors that gives them what it takes for the future. Yes. So we're going to go back to our theme song. You're going to hear a commercial, and then we are going to end this show for today. But remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Yes. And love, who is life, who is the creator, is what makes the difference. As long as we understand that the same influence that we experience every morning when we wake up, which is life, is watching over every last one of us and holding us responsible, accountable, and making us show action, then we will not have no problems with coming together as a people. Yes. My people.
My people. Like, I just want to help them. They going through so much, and it hurts to see them suffer. It hurts, but all I can do is pray. On my knees I pray, heartache weeping, 'cause I know my people plight is on the very deep end. From disease, drugs, or the homeless needing. From prostitution to the jail cells overpacked with black men. To the younger generation disrespecting their elders. To us being too much of consumers and not developers. To us being puppet slaves in white America. No more loving our heritage, we lost our African character. To the debt we pay to our bill collectors, no sense of community. We fight, dislike and kill each other. The black man and woman are divided like we hate each other. No more educating ourselves, we just stop at the college professors. I hate to say it, but we lost our sight in who we are. We let the devil taint our subconscious mind with all of this poison. Now we floating down the river lost in this hopeless void. If nobody else won't speak and tell the truth, then I'm gon' make some noise. I pray for they saving, Father, the devil's a lie, so bastard, taste my sword.
My people, my people, my people, my people are lost and need me to lead the way. My people, my people, my people, my people are struggling and dying each day. My people, my people, my people, my people need help in every way. My people, my people, my people, my people, I love them so much that
You can bring a horse to the well, but you can't get that horse to drink. I just want my people to listen and let the music help them think. Is it on me to lead the way? My Lord, am I even worthy? Cause I ain't been the same I should be, and my life still kinda dirty. But I'm feeling it and I'm hearing it, and my spirit tell me to move. Cause I'm tired of seeing my people suffer, it's giving me the blues. So I'm going to sacrifice myself and give them all that I got. Cause when you really love somebody, that's what it's really all about. So I'm gonna pour myself away till it ain't no more for me to pour out. Don't be deceived by the deception, you are royalty in and out. And the truth and the proof is in Africa, our motherland. We built the pyramids, made mathematics and medicine. That melanin that's deep in your skin core is gold, my friend. So gain that true knowledge yourself. You a god within. Don't let them Europeans try to convert you into they devilish seed. Look for the hidden colors and go and find out your history. Peace.
my people, my people, my people, my people are lost and need me to lead the way. My people, my people, my people, my people are struggling and dying each day. My people, my people, my people, my people need help in every way. My people, my people, my people, my people, I love them so much that I pray.
The world of fashion brought to you in Black Beauty Beyond the Makeup. The Black I Am Fashion Awards.
The Black I Am Fashion.
Saturday, June 18th at 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. The VIP doors open at 6 p.m. The general admission doors open at 7 p.m. The Black I Am Fashion Awards. Saturday, June 18th. Get ready for your esteemed host, Troy Armani, your co-host, Angela Nuevo. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. Be ready to be blown away in the fashion world with honoree, the Miguel Wilson Collection, Bobby's World International, Van Miller International, Carla M. Jordan, Farabelle Design, V-Dinks Design, Gayla Rogers Collection, and more. It happens Saturday, June 18th. Prepare yourself for all of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winners and fashion guru Patriarch Honoree, King Courtney Hammer. Saturday, June 18th, 5595 Riverdale Road, College Park, Georgia. The Black I Am Fashion Award. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite.com. For more information, call 404-944-8544. The Mix and Mingle VIP tours open at 5:30. $50 cover. Make plans to be at this incredible event. You don't want to miss it. The Black I Am Fashion Award. You